Whether you like it or not, you cannot escape the one man. Andre Russell, he's been talked about everywhere, and the numbers that he's produced are absolutely phenomenal. Just have a look at those strike rates compared to a couple of other strikers, big strikers of the ball in Rishabh Pant, who will be in action later this afternoon, and Hardik Pandya. Just look at that, 268.83, nearly double of what the remaining team did. And we saw on 2 occasions it was in a situation where he had to get the team out of trouble.
That's the interesting one. The interesting one is not that he hits it so well. He hits it so well under pressure in must-win situations. And to take his team across the line 2 or 3 times like that is just for in a season to do it once or twice is the thing. To do it in 7 games, to do it 3 times is like, this is incredible. It is. I mean, he is definitely, and he's also defining, and a lot of people are talking about it, a new style of players. This sort of man-beast kind of guy who sort of just has the power and goes at it fast. And there are a lot of talks about should you actually bat him earlier in, and of course cricket purists will say that he's a finisher, he's not a starter, but he's just he's defining a genre of players. So
I always like to break it into overs that he's faced. He's faced 12.5 overs in this year's IPL. 12.5 overs, he scored 207. Yeah. So he's still got, when he's batting his 20 overs, he's still got 6.1 overs, is that right? 7.1 overs remaining to try and get to 350. He could quite easily himself score 350 if he bats 20 overs. 12.5 overs for 207 runs, not bad.
But the thing is, he's almost a changed player, because we talked about Pollard in the old days would prefer only maybe 2 or 3 overs, the ideal time for him. Dre Russ was like that when he started out, but he's the kind of player, he'd come in maybe 160 for 2 and propel your score to 190, 200 or plus that. But in these situations, he's come in when the team has been down, and that's the big change we've seen this year.
He's come in to a few occasions where you actually think that KKR are losing the game. Not getting enough, or there's no chance that target can be chased down, and all of a sudden he just gets into his mode of sixes, and he knows. And I think when you're in his kind of team, you always break down chaser, particularly in the last 4 or 5 overs. And I think if there's 30 balls remaining, you're chasing 12s and 13s. You just need 1 6 per over, and when you've got that style of player ready to come in or at the crease, anything's possible. I just hope that Dre Russ is playing in the World Cup. I really hope the West Indies get him in their 15. The World Cup needs that style of player. The West Indies have got a great group of players now. A group of players that could challenge some of the better teams in the tournament. They could have their tournament like we saw in the T20 World Cup in India just a couple of years ago. They've got enough in their ranks to be able to be very, very competitive. Whether 50 overs might be too long for them, we'll have to wait and see. But I really hope that Dre Russ is in that World Cup.